I think that many people are going to be really positive surprised what the market is going to do this year. The sentiment is pretty negative, and that's not weird. I mean, Bitcoin is doing well like it's supposed to do in a post-halving year. Altcoins are still lagging. So far, not very different from the last two cycles. But even if it's a month later, it's for people, they are time capitulating, right? And on top of the time capitulation, we sometimes also get these movements in the market where it goes down so hard that people are also price capitulating. And at a certain point, the sellers are getting exhausted. They're out. If they wanted to get out of the market, they would have done that a long time ago already. And then there is nothing left but buyers. There is now a SUI strategic reserve announced, and it's going crazy. It's more than just Bitcoin. It's also altcoins. And I think it's just kind of a ticking time bomb, if you ask me. So welcome to the Fomo Factory. Like the video if you think that you're going to like the video. If you think that you're not going to like the video, you can like it anyway and unlike later. And subscribe. Welcome. I want to go over a couple comments that we got on the channel. Often I like to interact with the community right here to see what's on your mind, what questions you might have, what suggestions you might have. So let's go over that, because I do think that what, the community thinks about crypto, that's what, drives it, right? And the community, that includes me as well, but mostly the people on this channel right here, they are contributing to the current sentiment, of course. So somebody said crypto is dead AF. Look, I mean, if you take a look at the total crypto market by market capitalization, then it's sitting pretty much near all-time highs, right? So I get the sentiment, like some altcoins are doing bad, and if you bought high or the wrong coins and you are now down, then it feels like it's dead. But overall, if you look at the total crypto market, I can use a lot of words for this, but that is not one of them. So be careful, man. It's not that, but there's always a way to get wrecked, even in a bull market, especially during bull markets, by the way. There are a lot of people, especially in the altcoin market, that just simply do this, right? It's low, they don't care, or they don't have the money, or they don't dare to buy because it's different or it's over. Then it goes up really hard because crypto goes up and down. Then they feel like, oh, it's not dead, let's buy. Then it goes down again, then they get wrecked and they're on the water. And in the meantime, the bull market continues and people keep on losing money, right? So again, like I said many times, and it's so simple and so hard at the same time. Buy low, sell high, right? Be bullish when things are low, be bearish when things are high. And that's the main mistake, right? People are now bearish, right? That's the biggest mistake right there, out there right now. Somebody says, inverted chart on the total market cap looks so bullish. Yeah. If you take the total crypto market cap and you invert it, right? So you see it this way, then it gives you another perspective. Then this is the market, goes down, it finds support, goes up, has some bounce, not sustainable, goes down even further, right? Breaks support, bounce again, resistance at that previous stop, gets rejected. Now it's sitting somewhat at resistance at this level. Yeah, that looks to me like that's beautiful. If this was an altcoin, I would short the shit out of this, right? So I completely agree. This looks very fantastic. But I have it on the weekly chart right here. It doesn't mean that it goes up tomorrow, right? This could take weeks, months to play out. And again, that's the thing, that things out there can look bullish, but you have to have a lot of patience. You have to have a bigger time horizon for crypto. Somebody says, in Dutch, but he says, hey, you said you haven't bought Chainlink yet. Are you waiting for more decline? No, so I still haven't bought any Chainlink yet. And the reason for that is mostly because I'm in general not buying right now. I just gave myself a rule. I'm buying at this trend line and I'm buying if it gets here. Now we're not really at that trend line yet. However, I do shuffle some money here and there. So the last day I sold a bunch of altcoins and I bought some. I have a brain fart. I bought some coins with it. AIOZ and near. Yeah, the brain fart is gone. So I bought those. And Chainlink is just still on the radar, but I don't buy everything at once now. I must say that if I look at Chainlink right now, dollar-wise, it could be a little cheaper than this maybe. On its Bitcoin pair, it is sitting at a pretty beautiful level, actually. I've showed this a couple times before because actually Chainlink on its Bitcoin pair is in a downtrend since 2020, right? And sometimes you just want to look at charts and then be like, is that great? In this case, I also feel like, yeah, but it is Chainlink, right? It is a coin that has the most use case out of all crypto, basically, when it comes to altcoins. So it is probably not going anywhere. And my plan was to buy it right here. But I didn't yet. I also feel like I looked at Chainlink on its Ethereum pair, and that gave me the push. Like, okay, maybe not yet, right? This Ethereum on its or Link on its Ethereum pair, and although it means nothing for Chainlink on the dollar pair, it does feel like, man, for the last 4 years, 3.5, this resistance, this support, I want to buy its support. And maybe it breaks out right here. It could, but it doesn't look like the best trade yet to me. So and a lot of coins look like this. If you look at the total altcoin market on its Ethereum pair, you can see this as well, right? Sitting like crazy high. So it looks like that altcoins are going to go down against Ethereum, or you can see it the positive way. Ethereum is going up against altcoins, right? But overall, I just feel like Ethereum is a better buy than a lot of altcoins out there, including Chainlink at this moment. I might be wrong, but that's what the charts are telling me right now. Somebody says, I only watch your YouTube right now. Everybody else so bearish. I'm adding AIOZ, Prime, and S-Fund, and some AI coins. Thanks for the kind words. I'm adding those as well. At least not now, but that's my, part of my portfolio. Everybody else so bearish right now. Yeah. Again, I don't really think it's wise at this moment. It's not the typical bear market where we keep on foolishly buy every single dip. It's just a real good low price before things get higher. Look, if it was 1 year later and this looked all like this, then I will be like, okay, guys, be careful, right? But it doesn't line up with anything that we should go down right now, right? Into a real bear sentiment. It doesn't time-wise, it doesn't narrative-wise, it doesn't chart-wise, it doesn't, nothing does. Literally nothing that I see. So, you know, in these kind of times, being bullish when everybody else is bearish is the way. I mean, to make money, you have to sell high, but you first have to buy low. Yeah, but the prices only get low if people are bearish, right? So that's the only way to make it in the first place. Andrew said, I just needed 2x back to where I was in up still, but barely. Whoa, what? I think that I know what you mean. You needed 2x to get back to your initials? Or to where you was. Okay, you're still up, but back to the highs. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, look, you don't want to necessarily compare your portfolio to the highs because 99.9% of the time you will be down, right? Compared to the highs, unless we are sitting at the all-time high at that moment. So don't compare too much with that, right? We got some kind of a preview. If we look at altcoins on the Bitcoin pair, they are basically still in the downtrend. And often we get a preview like, hey, if altcoins start to do a little well, then they go hard on the dollar pair. Right? And so far, we haven't seen the reversal yet. right? We only have these dead cat bounces, basically. So I think that the real move is about to come, and I get you, but I think that patience is so key right here. Somebody says Miles Deutsch scammer. I don't know. I just don't. I think it's a little bit too clickbaity for me, at least. It would be great to have an explanation on how Bitcoin pairs and dollar pairs differ. Yeah, well, so I can explain that. I mean, if you let's take two altcoins, right? Let's take Link on its dollar pair right here, and let's also do another one where we have Link on its Bitcoin pair. So it is basically 0.00018 Satoshi Bitcoin, now 0.00018 Bitcoin buys you one chain link, right? So compared on this chart, you can now, if you have Bitcoin, you can buy Chainlink at prices where it was September 2024, June 2023, September 2009. So you can basically buy Chainlink at the lowest prices, right? However, Bitcoin is now worth more than what it was over here. So therefore, Chainlink on its dollar pair is of course now also way higher. Right, so that's kind of how you have to look at it. It gives you a little perspective on like, hey, if you buy an altcoin, you can hold it. Like for Chainlink, for example, if you bought it in January 2021 and you would have held it until today, you would have the same amount. So you wouldn't have lost anything, right? Well, maybe even a little bit because of inflation. But if you go to January 2021, it was, right? Yeah. January 2021 on the Bitcoin pair, see that it was sitting way harder than right now because, Bitcoin just went up harder than Chainlink in this case. It helps you understand a little bit more the valuation of Bitcoin and how valuable that is compared to a lot of altcoins out there. Somebody talks about CTX. I don't know about that, but we'll take a look at it someday. Someday, like I don't want to review coins in this video. That's not the purpose. Somebody says, at this point, I heard it all. Suggestions, best crypto projects, most multiplies, fantastic portfolio ideas, bull market, alt season, yada, yada. The reality is that everything that's aside from Bitcoin, XRP and Cardano is going completely downhill to almost all-time lows. Look, you heard it all. Indeed, like the best way to prepare, the best altcoins, this and that. It's not unimportant, but now the market just has to play out, right? I mean, we have a preparation phase right now, and that's great. Therefore, you need that information to prepare the right way. But your preparation is only going to pay off as soon as that is going up, and that's now what we are waiting for. Everything beside Bitcoin, XRP, and Cardano, I don't know. There are a lot of coins going up, like a lot more than only these three. But yeah, therefore the dollar valuation isn't saying everything, right? Therefore, for example, also the Bitcoin valuation is super important because again, if you look like at XRP, for example, you could say like, oh yeah, XRP is there to stay, etc. Then again, if you look at XRP on its Bitcoin pair, what has it done like over the last 6 years, right? Like I get the latest pump, I kind of get it. Like if you were only in XRP for the last couple of years, they had to wait a long time and you get a good gain, definitely. 6x, whatever, crazy, right? But you got an 8x on Bitcoin in 1.5 years for lower risk. So at the end of the day, was XRP worth it? No, I mean, it is not outperforming Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin is lower risk. Then why not buy Bitcoin, right? That's kind of how you So even these two are like, Cardano, that chart I think is even worse than, maybe not at this moment, by the way, but it's not really fantastic. Yeah, kindness, and like it's basically going down really hard and has a small bounce right now, right? But small. So, but yeah, no, I mean, we are not in the stage of the market yet where altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. And then it's now easy to say like, yeah, it's going down, down, down. It is currently going down indeed. Yeah. But things change, right? Um, yeah, so somebody said, bro, this hopium, like trillions will just come out of thin air. So I said, yeah, like, actually, yes, that's money printing, right? That was on the video where I said best altcoins to 5, 10x, right? Let's not talk about a maybe 2x to play even. I feel like if that's your goal, then you kind of already gave up. If that's everything that you like, then go in the stock market or in Bitcoin, right? But let's also not listen to the channels too much that only talk about 100xing. I think it happens, but it's not realistic to expect. At these levels where altcoins got slapped back down so hard, 5x is actually very realistic. And why is that realistic? Because for a lot of altcoins, it would just bring them back to levels where they were earlier, a couple months ago, during non-alt season, Chain GPT, 5x to go back to its previous cycle high when there wasn't an alt season or anything, right? Let alone if the market actually reverses instead of having a dead cat bounce, right? What some altcoins responded well to. So I don't think it's hopium, but I get that. Look, if you are going down for a while, it is hard to imagine going up again. But it's the same as in a full bull market. It's really hard to imagine that a bear market can come. Right? That's being a little caught up in the moment. But yeah, it happens, man. Money printing. And you could have said the same thing like last cycle as well, right? Yeah, where's all the money coming from? It's not going to happen. And man, if you walked away with a 5x last cycle, you did something wrong, right? So it's like unrealistic if we say that it can't happen, actually. We have the history. We see what happened, what happens. So yeah. Somebody says the only reason to buy a dip now is to cut losses on previous dips. Yeah, you should be a little careful with that, man. Don't buy too much. There are a lot of people that say buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Well, what dip are you actually buying? If you are buying every 6 or 10% dip, then it's hard. And that's how people lose a lot of money, actually. They just buy their way down, right? While, in fact, if you make less trades, but you buy the real lows for once, for example, right? Not just the dip, but the real capitulation. Yeah, then you're doing a great job. But if you are convinced of this market or the altcoins that you are in, and you have a high average entry because your timing was wrong or something happened, and you feel like, man, it will be okay with these coins, will be okay with these markets, and you DCA your way down. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird, right? That if we now talk about buying, people feel like, oh, you're crazy, while prices are lower than months ago, right? If you then talked about buying, people will be like, yeah, like, huh? It's the other way around. But again, then we have feelings and all this kind of bullshit, right? Should not have that, man. Somebody said I picked up more of Ethereum, Near, Link, Render, Tau, AVAX started a new position in Ondo yesterday. The Ethereum was in the ETF along with buys of more coin from Coinbase and MicroStrategy. I think you have really solid, relative safe portfolio right there for for these kind of returns, actually. Not super high risk, but they also mostly won't go down 80% when the market goes down. So smart move. I'm applying the same strategy right now. Completely agree with the assessment. Sorry, that it is PvP, but that we are in it together. Yeah, we are in it together. Yeah, it's like the Hunger Games. We are all there, but at the end of the day, your opponents, it's me or them, me or them. No mention of Avalanche. Yeah, I did mention Avalanche in that video, I think, and you're right. It should have been in that video. Same. So it's not that I didn't mention it on purpose. Kind of just forgot about it. But if you are looking for a good portfolio with a decent return that won't completely wreck you, then I think that AVAX is great, right? We have seen altcoins going straightly to wreck city. And AVAX from the cycle high at the moment is now down 67%. It's not that's not a lot, but compared to some other coins, not bad, right? So thanks for reminding me. Somebody said we still have a 40% correction coming from Bitcoin's last high. I are you DeLorean? I hear my colleague laughing, so I get that people already get it if I say that. But I don't know. And I think you don't know as well. But that if that's your expectation, that could be right, that we go down 40%. I personally don't think it's possible. But look, if you go to Bitcoin, you are talking about Bitcoin, right? Yeah. So it wouldn't be average, right? In Q1 2021, we went down 31%, 31.5%. And in Q1 of 2017, right, we went down with 35%. So far, it is Q1 2025, 4 years later. And wouldn't you know, we went down with 28.5%. It would make sense that that's it, right? 35, 31.5, 28.5. You know, losses are a little diminishing because there's more liquidity, etc. Doesn't sound weird to me. We can also do an average, right? Let's say 32, 33. Could take Bitcoin to the mid-lower 70s, possible. 40 would be actually more. And I'm not saying that it's not possible. Everything is, of course. But I don't see why. I don't see why 40 would make sense. It's not on my bingo card. But maybe you're right, man. But I wouldn't count on it. Every coin will go 5x from these extreme lows. I get what you mean. Not every coin, of course, but I think that the overall market. I see you got a lot of shit for that, but I get what you mean, right? The overall market in general, from these prices to do a 5x is not weird, man. We were sitting there a couple months ago, right? So why not go back there, right? We're still in the same cycle. If you look at 2017 as well, you look at some older coins out there, right? This market so far is pretty similar to 2017. And again, if you look at Steam, for example, right? This coin came out and it had this was absolutely terrible, right? It had a decline. And this was in the middle of the 2016-17 bull market, right? It had a decline of 98.7%. That's way more than what we're seeing, right? Like way more. That's every portfolio vanished right now. Yeah, and then if people said like, oh, yeah, 5x not possible, bro. 5x was going to 30 cents, right? Where did it eventually go to? $9. And again, I'm not saying that it will be that extreme, but I also feel like let's stay also realistic in the, you know, that moves to the upside for crypto can be very extreme as well. And again, in this downwards market, it's hard to imagine, but the only way to make something from it, if that happens, is to prepare right now, right? And if you believe that it's not going to happen, yeah, then you won't be rewarded if it happens. And it's more likely that it does than that it doesn't, based on what we have seen so far. So I made a video, best altcoins, low risk. Somebody said, please do high risk coins next. I get the request, but not now, later in the cycle. I feel like that in this stage of the market, talking about high risk coins is a little irresponsible. It also feels a little unethical, as I have been selling my higher risk coins for the more defensive coins. So if I'm now all of a sudden going to talk about high risk coins, then doesn't really make sense. I won't stand behind it right now in this market. They can go down 80%. They can make you money, but people won't remember. They will only remember if they go down, and it's not the time right now. But later in the cycle, when it's time for these kind of things, I will definitely do that again. But timing is key when it comes to these things. So yeah, somebody said, why are you not talking about Pi Network? It's very big and it's already rank 11. That's kind of the reason it's already rank 11, right? It's now 12, but if you look at it as a market cap of $12 billion, right? I feel like I could talk about it, but what should I say? Like, oh, this can go that, it's already that high. Like, it can go up more, but I don't see much upside with this, to be honest. And sometimes, even if it does, sometimes it's better to miss out on something than to write something down. So it's on purpose that I'm choosing not to talk about that. VRA, yeah, I don't have it at the moment, but I think that VRA could be a good coin. But still, it's also now a little high risk. It's super low cap. And I think in general has nothing to do with VRA, but in general, it's not that time of the market right now. Somebody said, please talk about the global liquidity and M2 money supply in the next video. I'm sick of all the people who keep saying we won't have an alt season, who have no idea about the global liquidity and the M2. We'll make a separate video about that. I think we should look more at these kind of things, because eventually this is tied to crypto way more than most people realize, and most people don't know much about it. And I must say, I definitely don't know a lot about it, but I feel like, we should, right? We should talk more about it. Also, because it gives, at this moment of the market, a lot of hope. I've been pretty bullish about on the market. And if you look at the global money flow and where we are in this business cycle and how the M2 is looking, and the fact that the balance sheet is probably going to stop going down, then I feel like kind of backs everything up why we are bullish in the first place. Somebody said, we know prices are below 2023 lows right now when you hold altcoins. So the tariffs wars has to stop. Markets thrive on stability. Retail isn't coming. The market is trying too hard to scare them away because of manipulation. I'm not complaining, just realistic. Yeah, look, on one hand, that's good, right? On one hand, look, the market is going down, and then you can talk about like, this is the reason, that's the reason. Whatever the reason is, the market is going down. It's very cyclical, very seasonal. It's not weird that in this stage of the market that happens. And then, of course, we could be like, yeah, that's the reason. Yeah, of course there's a reason. Otherwise, it wouldn't happen, right? And then again, like, let's see it as an opportunity. If the market is only going up, yeah, then you should just buy every single day. But if the market is more going up than down, then you really never have that good opportunity right now. And at a certain point, it will stop. There will be something bullish. We're talking about altcoin strategic reserves, for Christ's sake, man. So, yeah, at a certain point, it will stop, right? And I think that's, for now, the opportunity that we have, right? This won't go on forever. Surf the waves and enjoy. Yeah, basically, don't stress out too much. Just go with the market. I agree. Retail is not gonna be buying pump.fun shit when they come in. Retail is complex. They will go on an exchange and buy the coolest name and narrative. That's all. Retail, hurry up and pump my bags. Yeah, I think that retail, if you buy some established Coinbase or Binance coins, then you will be fine. That's the first place that retail is probably going, indeed. People are panicking because they bought tokens at levels you influencers were pushing, making several VITs a day. Influencers are actually wrong with this cycle. Really need a couple financial advice fines to look. I can't say that I disagree with the fact that some influencers did a terrible job. I know that every influencer says this, but I don't feel like I'm really one of them. I was never into the degree like buy. I'm more like, hey, take your profits and buy when it's low. What I'm saying. there are some people, they are really driven away. Then again, these are just people like you with a camera, man. And I also feel like people are panicking because they bought tokens and levels. Influencers were pushing, like, one hand, I get it. On the other hand, you're a fucking adult. Take responsibility, right? I often also say, like, it's not financial advice, yada, yada, yada. We all know that. But use this as a part of your research, right? Don't do what one guy on the internet tells you. How stupid can you be, especially when it comes to your money, right? But you can use it as a part of your research. And if you are naive enough to look at a stranger on the internet talking about what you should do with your money and you're blindly following it, then you deserve to lose your money, right? So in some way I agree with you. Then again, I also have a counter argument to that. Yeah. This was a short-term thing. Bull market over. And this third shit, I've had enough. How come others is up 5% while most other altcoins are down? Sometimes, look, others is the top 125, excluding the top 10, right? So if you look at CoinGecko and, for example, Tron is up with 10%, right? That compensates already a lot for the stuff that down here that's down a lot. It's the total market cap of others, right? And the more, the higher coins, they have more market cap, so they move the others sharp more. I don't know what happened at that exact time of the day exactly, but that's kind of how it works. The lower it goes, more I buy. I spent every cent at this point, for I believe you're gonna see something no one has ever seen in crypto. Yeah, I do think that a lot of people have seen that in crypto. We will by far not see what we have seen in 2017. That being said, I do think that, we are going to see something that a lot of people are not expecting right now. I think that the upside is going to be the max pain for the biggest part of 2025 for all the people that were on the sideline and being bearish at the lows, basically, right? You had a lot of comments, so I just picked one. Sentiment is in the gutter. I just watched a couple other big influencers, new videos. They all became cautious now, not spelling words like altseason at all, suggesting that maybe we're entering a bear market. Good to stick with your guns, yeah. I think that now it shows these YouTubers are also people with money in the market that's sitting at lows for a long time and now feel like, right? And it starts to show. And I'll be very stubborn. Either I'm going to be right and I hope I helped a lot of people with that and I'm going to make a lot of money myself, or I'll be dead wrong, right? That's the gamble. That's the gamble, right? But the gamble that I'm wrong, let's say it's 50-50, right? If it's going down hard, I can lose 50%, fine. But if it's going up like I think, I can gain 5-10x. That's a good ratio to me, right? It's over. People need to stop the cope. Yeah, that's the current sentiment. I also ask, based on nothing, but you never get a response from that. For this, go into the Web3 World Telegram. We can talk there. Somebody said, how can you think the bull market is over? Look, the title is the bull market over? ? And the first word in my video was no. So come on. You don't have to watch the whole video, but come on, right? I didn't say that it's over, bro. No. We're going to have the biggest run yet. Now we have a crypto president, yada, yada. Again, I don't think it's going to be the biggest run ever. It doesn't matter who's in charge of whatever. It's more that, the liquidity is just way more than years ago. But I agree, we're going to have a very big run. Again, this cycle's over. Guys, one tip: if you see a lot of YouTube comments with people saying something bearish, if you only trade that, you will do fine. If you, in a couple months, maybe see everybody in the comments saying like, wow, it's great, maybe sell, right? YouTube sentiment is such an indicator. It's crazy, man. Somebody with a lot of likes for this, he said, I'm going all in at these levels. Either I'll be very rich or I will be wrecked feeling alive. Yeah, if you can risk that money, then go for it, man. I mean, I don't think all in is that smart, but hey, why not? It's over. President and celebrities ruined it. It's always a reason why people think it's over before it goes up, man. I don't think it's just gonna be that easy, where everybody feels like, oh, it's over, you should sell right now, and then everybody can sell, walk away together like unharmed, and then the market's gonna tank. Like it usually doesn't work like that, man. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up right there. This video took a little bit longer than I thought. I'll do a couple more comments in the next one, guys. If you like the video, let me know by liking the video. If you have some other opinions, questions, suggestions, advice for good foods for Thursdays, let me know, and I'll speak to you guys very soon.